The City. Reality Flickered. By Dylan Page. Chapter 9.
It won't be too long now, until we meet again for the first time.
Ms. Lovely states with a sinister delight.
Don't worry, though, the second time around is much more to the point, less invasive. Why, I can't exactly have you murder your friend twice, can I?
She leans in, slightly lowering her voice, and casually adds,
I actually could, mind you, but it wouldn't really be Pyla. Not quite the same. Besides, I doubt you'll even remember her by that point. No, the second time around will comprise mostly of what unfolds from here on.
I'm slouched over in my chair, only half listening. At this point, let Ms. Lovely do what she wants. The truth has cost me everything, and delivered nothing but sorrow. Worse, after Ms. Lovely wipes my mind, it will have all been for nothing.
Now, any questions before we continue?
I'd usually be shocked by the offer, but now, it seems futile. One thought drifts lazily to mind, but it's hardly pressing. I ask nonetheless, if not just to say something.
We're in the outer rings, aren't we?
Yes. North side of the 9th ring. 333rd floor of megastructure S61636.
I don't recognize the corporate tag, but I suppose XXX is not the actual tag. It's likely a placeholder, the actual identifier redacted, confidential.
Who do you work for?
Ms. Lovely leans back, delicately pressing her fingertips together.
Throughout history, my organization has gone by many names. Names whispered like secrets. Names that have changed, adapting to ever-shifting currents of time. No matter the chosen moniker, it all describes the same entity. Us. The people behind the scenes. The people in control. The people who truly wield power. You ask who we are. I think Ms. Quinn put it best when she said, I think you already know.
Deep down, I do, but I'm unable to put a label on it. They are the unseen orchestrators, the puppeteers behind the curtain. I'd always known they were there, but I never truly knew who they were. I still don't, but I guess that's the point. I give her a nonchalant wave. No further questions. On with it. Seated on the opposite side of the desk, Ms. Lovely stares up at the ceiling, tapping a finger against her chin. She speaks as if she is delivering a lecture to a captive audience.
Now, while we may refer to you and your kind as senseless, it's not entirely accurate. You possess your senses, you perceive the world as we all do, you just lack trust in them. You question them at every opportunity. Tell me,
she says, glancing at me from the corner of her eye, her finger pausing mid-tap.
What did you see in the garden?
The truth.
I reply, getting straight to the heart of it. Her eyes flicker back to the unseeable ceiling, and her finger resumes its rhythmic tap.
The truth. Have you ever wondered, what is real? Ah, of course you have. I've forgotten who I'm talking to. But my question delves deeper, dealing with the concept of reality.
She swivels in her chair to face me, then lays her hands on her desk, fingers delicately caressing the surface.
Take this desk, for instance. I know it's real because I can see it. I can touch it, feel it. If I knock on it, I can hear it reverberate. If I get close enough to it, I could smell the stain they used on the wood. And if I were to eat it, if I were ever mad enough to do something like consume my desk, I'd be able to taste it. Therefore, this desk is real, correct?
I observe the desk for a moment, then give a slight nod of agreement, acknowledging the validity of her argument. Then, in the blink of an eye, the desk vanishes. I forgot it could do that. Well, forgot is the wrong word. I didn't care enough to remember.
And here lies our dilemma,
Ms. Lovely states.
What is real? Does an objective truth truly exist?
What I saw, that was.
I start, but I don't exactly know where I'm going with it.
In a sense, yes, what you saw is real,
Ms. Lovely concedes.
But if you were to tell anyone about it, they'd believe you've gone completely mad. What you saw exists so far beyond their reality that you'd struggle to find more than a dozen people in this city who bought your story. Reality is subjective, you see. It resides solely in the mind of the individual. If they choose to see the world one way, their view becomes a filter through which they see everything. This is made extremely clear in your case. Where others see wonders and perfection, you see cover-ups and lies. Thus, it doesn't matter what is real out there,
she says, gesturing beyond the walls surrounding us. Then, tapping the side of her head, about where her chip would be, she adds,
what matters is what's real in here. Allow me to demonstrate.
She rises from her chair, and it disappears like the desk. She walks behind me as a silver platter with a domed cover sitting on a pedestal materializes before me. Leaning over me, she removes the cover, unveiling a cup of black coffee.
Go on, take it.
I gingerly reach out, slowly taking the cup into my hands, hearing my fingernails clink against the warm ceramic. Ms. Lovely replaces the cover and leans back.
Go on, drink,
she urges. I lift the cup up to my mouth. The aroma hits me first, strong, nutty and smoky. It makes me salivate in anticipation. I tilt the cup and take a tiny sip of the stuff, and oh my god, it's exquisite. I take another drink, bigger this time, almost forgetting where I am for a second. This is the best damn cup of coffee I've had in my life.
Good, right?
I hear Ms. Lovely ask from behind me. I open my eyes, realizing they were closed while I savor the coffee. I also realize I've emptied the entire cup.
Yes.
I say.
Do you care that it was not real?
Not.
It materialized before you, out of thin air. That was simply an experience crafted for you by your chip. Every sense was engaged, yet the coffee wasn't real. Did you mind? Did you even notice?
I can notice.
I wanted to declare it defiantly, but it just came out a feeble, mumbling, unconvincing grumble. I add, no more convincingly,
I've spent my whole life noticing.
Then tell me, darling, how many visits has Mr. Jerry Finich paid you now?
I lost count a while ago. Too many times, that's all I know, though even a single session in that mirrored room of his was one too many. I feel Ms. Lovely's lips close to my ear.
How many of those sessions was he actually present for?
The implication hits me right away, stunning me into silence. That possibility had never even crossed my mind.
Pain. The mind cares not if the pain is real.
Ms. Lovely declares loudly, pacing behind me.
It cannot make a distinction between what is real and what is fake. If the mind believes the body to be in pain, it activates those signals. Whether the cause is an illusion or not is irrelevant, for the pain is all too real.
She leans over me again and lifts the platter's lid. Underneath, there is now a large, sharp knife. She deftly grabs it with her other hand and thrusts it back. It sinks straight into my chest before I can even flinch. With a mighty jerk, she yanks it down and tears me open, the same way Jerry Finich did Dad. My insides spill out, and I start choking, gasping, dying. The edges of my vision blur, turning black, tunneling in. My breathing becomes slow, ragged, wet. I can feel it coming. A coldness overriding every sense. I prepare to take my last breath. Then I'm fine. I look down, and the knife is gone, my insides back where they should be. There's no blood to be seen. My shirt isn't even torn. I hear Ms. Lovely laugh behind me.
See? Did you care that the knife wasn't real? Did that fact keep the pain at bay? Did it stop the pain from nearly claiming your life?
She rounds my chair and kneels down, bringing her eyes level with mine. Pushing her face in close, that gleam in her eye burning, her smile is somehow both warm and deadly at the same time. She whispers,
We are inside of your mind. We are your mind. We dictate what is real, what you see, what you smell, what you taste, what you hear, what you feel. You are nothing but a shell, a drone.
No.
It's weak, but it's all I can manage.
I can feel.
You feel only what we want you to feel.
She snarls. Ms. Lovely, her face so close to mine, I'm overcome with a strange feeling. I've noticed her beauty before, but I've never truly appreciated it. She has a presence of authority and grace to her, mixed with a playful side that she wasn't afraid to show. Suddenly, the thought of her lecturing me, being firm with me, it's not so terrible a thought. It's actually kind of exciting. I imagine running my fingers through her cropped white hair, tracing her tall legs and accentuated features. An urge within me rises, rapidly becoming stronger. I lean forward, grab Ms. Lovely by the back of the head, and kiss her passionately. The moment our lips touch feels like lightning, but not in a good way. It literally feels like I take a lightning bolt to the face. I recoil in agony, hands whipping to my mouth. The pain is gone in a second, and I peer at Ms. Lovely through my fingers, embarrassed. Something briefly came over me, but now, I again only view her as the dreadful cretin that she is.
You feel what we want you to feel,
she reiterates, sounding satisfied, backing away from me. After a few steps, she goes to sit down onto nothing. Her chair appears underneath her at the last moment, followed by her desk.
We can't survive on tricks.
I say desperately, wiping away lingering phantom pains from my face.
Your illusions, they're strong, I'll give you that. But the illusion of food can only give the mind so much sustenance, while providing the body with none.
Yes, of course. We cannot rely solely on illusion alone, but it can be used to enhance the experience of what we do rely on. I'm happy to continue discussing the topic of food, as I think you will find this of particular interest. Food production used to be a long and cumbersome process that required great expanses of land. Animals were often subjugated to extreme, harsh, downright cruel conditions. The sheer scale of it all wreaked havoc on the environment. But not anymore. The baby barns can churn out way more people than this city needs, darling. It's much cheaper and immensely more productive just to have them produce our food. Never anything that's been birthed, mind you. They are chipped, due to procedure, but never birthed. They are killed a few days before their due date, catching them at their most developed, when there's the most meat on the bone.
Babies?
I utter in disbelief.
Yes. We extract all we can from them, processing it all into many different things, but they typically wind up in your meals. All we need to do is get something in your bellies that will keep you going. It doesn't have to taste, look, or smell appealing, the chip handles that.
She said I'd find this of particular interest, and I'm starting to piece together why. Somehow, when I think I'm at my lowest, finally hitting rock bottom, Ms. Lovely finds a way to drag me lower.
The roadkill waste disposal plants?
Yes. You handle the leftovers of those infants, the bits and bobs we can't use.
I hang my head in shame, trying to tally the number of times I've fired up that incinerator. In a given week, it's too many times to count. Kai oversees another incinerator as well. My building boasts 3 more stacks, each containing 2 more machines. And we certainly aren't the only plant in this city. It's staggering. Sickening. But my shock-addled mind is so overwhelmed and defeated that it barely registers the blow. Ms. Lovely continues as if what she's just revealed is not one of the most grotesque things I've ever heard.
We shall begin to mold you now. Over the next few sessions, you will learn to become a model citizen. You will learn to regain your senses. You will learn to trust them. We shall do this until I'm confident that you see, smell, taste, hear, and feel without hesitance, without question. There shall be no room for lingering suspicions of any kind. You will learn to accept our reality, and you will learn to accept it blindly. Once you've achieved that, it's bye-bye memories, and we start the dance anew.
I stare at Ms. Very Lovely. Most people just call her Very Lovely. For an eternity. There are no thoughts going through my head anymore. It is barren. There is nothing left. I give a barely perceptible nod. On with it, then. Chapter 10. A cascade of golden sunlight gently weaves through the lush canopy, casting a warm glow upon the oak-lined street. Majestic limbs of ancient oaks reach skyward, forming tall arches that seem to dance with one another. Leaves, a mesmerizing explosion of copper and brass tones intertwined with swaths of vivid reds, create a breathtaking tapestry. As a gentle breeze seeps through, the canopy shimmers, the rustling of leaves envelops me. I cut through Round Square, noticing that the cherry blossoms are in bloom. I gawk at them, captivated, with the others as I stroll. Their delicate blossoms are shrouded by a hazy array of rainbows, creating a stirring effect. Nearby, the magnificent marble fountain stands, and I smile with joy as I see people basking in the splendor of the day, savoring delightful snacks. Laughter echoes out as they joyfully splash in the crystalline water. I pause for a moment to take in and appreciate the serene, picturesque beauty. The sun, a comforting warmth on my skin, throws warm colors across the blue sky. Sparse groupings of fluffy, friendly clouds hang overhead. People chatter and laugh, water babbles gently in the fountain's pool, the air is imbued with the scent of nature and freshness, occasionally accented by the delightful aromas of culinary delights. The smells pleasantly tickle my nose as MediaCorp staff members bustle by with serving trays, fulfilling orders placed via chip. I receive a text from Kai. Semi-transparent letters unobtrusively appear at the bottom of my vision.
You're late, again.
Sorry.
I respond.
Be there in a moment.
I've been so caught up in the beauty of my surroundings that I've lost track of time. I hustle down a road framed by gently babbling streams lined with large gold and onyx statues. Various abstract shapes and suggestions, each provocative in its own unique and ambiguous way, the statues stand like guardians. I focus on one of the statues, marveling at the intricacy of the thing. The play of light upon its surface unveils a masterpiece of detail. One can hardly fathom how the human spirit was capable of creating such marvels. Exiting the garden, I find Kai patiently waiting in his usual spot. A nod of acknowledgement passes between us as I approach. His eyes turn from some unseen video he is watching as I say,
Hey, how's it going, Kai? Get up to anything fun last night?
For some reason, he looks a little surprised. Then, a friendly, warm smile graces his lips.
Yeah, actually. There was a party at Infinite Grove. It was wild. We were thinking of checking out the fireworks tonight. Deso Meadow is the best vantage spot in the city, I've heard.
He glances at me, contemplation evident in his eyes. Eventually, he says,
Wanna come along?
It actually sounds amazing.
Yes. Of course, thanks.
I eagerly reply. Kai gives me another look.
You really aren't going to tell me where you went off to?
He messages.
I don't know what you mean, Kai. I told you.
I reply innocently.
You were missing there for a few days. Then you just show up out of nowhere, and, well.
Well, what?
I ask, curious.
You just seem different is all.
Kai says.
I don't really know how to explain it. But, you look good.
Thanks, you too, I guess. I really don't know what you're talking about, though.
Kai's said a few things like this to me the past couple of days. I don't know if he's trying to pull a prank on me or something, but I don't get it.
Fine. You don't want to tell me,
Kai concedes. Then, speeding up ahead of me, he flashes me a big smile and shouts.
But let's go. I'm not getting in trouble because you made us late again.
I laugh, then take one last look around. I'm struck by the wonder and beauty of life. I'm grateful for the blessing that is this city. The megastructures of the outer ring stand proud on the horizon, formidable, mighty protectors watching over their utopia. I take a deep, easy, satisfied and content breath, then chase after Kai. It really is a beautiful day. The City. Reality Flickered. By Dylan Page. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying the story. Head over to Seatback Stories to continue listening to The City. Reality Flickered.